Welcome back. Looking to business now, and to promote its services and to meet the growing demand for water, the Dubai Electricity and Water Authority have declared their strategic objectives for the year to come. DY has announced a new 1,200mm water pipeline project worth 127 million dirhams that extends to a distance of 23 kilometres. The project, expected to be completed in 13 months, aims to supply, extend and launch a new water pipeline made of reinforced fiberglass to maintain an integrated and modernised infrastructure, which will increase the water flow to both new and highly populated areas within the Emirate. DY Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer Saeed Mohammed Al Tahir said that the new project is part of the utility's strategy to enhance its efficiency and operational capacity. For a surcharge of 2 dirhams or 1.35% of your fuel purchase price, customers may soon be able to pay for their fuel by credit card at gas stations around the UAE. According to a local paper, Emirates Petroleum Corporation has forwarded a request to the Supreme Committee for Consumer Protection to resume the use of credit cards for fuel payments. Oil and credit card companies such as Visa and MasterCard are scheduled to meet the Consumer Protection Department in the Ministry of Economy to discuss the proposal and bridge the gap between the two. As stated by Dr. Hashim Al-Nuaimi, Director General of the Consumer Protection Department at MOE, the major concern will be who will bear the cost of the credit card fees, as earlier this year the Ministry had issued a directive asking retailers to stop charging customers for credit card transactions. Providing outstanding training and development opportunities for Dubai Port Finance Department employees, DP World have now been globally recognised by the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants. Dubai Ports, one of the first port operators in the region, stated that their employees are the most valuable assets within the organisation and that training these individuals to achieve membership with the ACCA Training Development Programme will have them internationally recognised as candidates with the association. A certificate was presented to Mohammed Al Mualim, Senior Vice President and Managing Director of DP World UAE region this week by Stuart Dunlop, head of Middle East ACCA, to award their development initiatives for young accountants as they present superior professional values, ethics and governance at the workplace. And here's a quick overview of how the UAE stock markets fare today. To talk more about this, as well as the effect on the markets of the UK and US GDP reading from last week, we earlier spoke with Gaurav Kashyap, the head of the DGCX desk at Al Pari Middle East DMCC.
It was a rather uneventful week in the currency markets this past week, as traders were probably gearing up for the holiday season and looking to close their books before taking any large positions until after the new year. We saw the euro pinballing between 129.50 up to 132 levels against the US dollar, but once again there was no major movement and FX markets and commodity markets were generally lacking direction. What we did see was that the US dollar index did weaken across the board. We saw some support coming into GBP USD, with the GBP moving higher on the back of improved data coming out from the UK. And we also saw a nice rally in commodity prices, particularly crude, which increased up to 99 levels. Of talking points from last week, we did have the US GDP reading, which came below 2% for the second consecutive quarter. This is the first time that's happened since 2007, and this was on the back of weaker and poor government spending. We did have an improved number from the UK, but overall, as I said, we had very weak movement in the markets. And surprisingly of note was the announcement over the past weekend that China and Japan were opening direct currency trade talks. What this means is that they would not need to convert into US dollars before converting into yuan, and vice versa back into the yen. What this means is that Japan can go ahead and buy Chinese government-backed bonds, and this would be another step for the yuan to move up to a global reserve currency. So we'll be continuing to watch that story as well. But looking at the rest of the week, we're not expecting anything major, with trading looking to pick up probably after the new year.